Hello, my name is Leonie Vasquez Weber, and today I will be making a presentation on suicide prevention. The format of this talk will be a brief introduction, followed by a justification of why we should care about this social issue. Next, there will be a thorough presentation of the different avenues of action that we can take to address this social issue. And finally, there will be a brief conclusion and summary of my presentation. Let's begin. First, we address suicide prevention within the sector of mental health. Mental health is an aspect of the human experience. As humans, we have a variety of different areas of our lives. These include physical health, emotional health, intellectual health, spiritual health, financial health, and social health. Mental health is still a topic that is very taboo to talk about, although it is an integral part of the human experience. It includes how we handle stress, different adverse experiences that may affect how we react to different situations, and it also involves our psychological well-being. As we will see in the coming slides, mental health is intrinsically linked to suicide prevention. To start off, the justification of suicide prevention as an urgent social issue, I have here some statistics. In 2018, 48,344 Americans died by suicide. How big is that number? That means on average 132 Americans died each day. That is one person every 11 minutes. That means so far, even today, one person every 11 minutes has died by suicide. If that was not striking enough and shocking enough, we can see here that also suicide is the second leading cause of death for ages 10 through 34. The second leading cause of death. It is so surprising that something so prominently affecting many generations is still taboo and so little talked about. Furthermore, we see the critical link between suicide prevention and mental health in the fact that 90% of those who died by suicide had a diagnosable mental health condition at the time of their death. We can see that mental health is a critical part of addressing this problem, and I will expand on how we can address this problem on the further slides. Therefore, with this information of how many people it impacts and the link there is between mental health and suicide prevention, I implore us to complete these following 6 actions. First, prioritize your self-care and your mental health. There is only one you. Before we can help take care of others, we must take care of ourselves. Therefore, once we have prioritized ourselves, we will be able to help and affect positive change in those around us. Second, engage in mental health conversations. #Seize the Awkward. Seize the Awkward is a joint campaign between the JED Foundation and the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention that promotes and encourages mental health conversations. This movement gives us the kickstart conversations, the vocabulary to begin conversations. If we see a family member that is acting differently, a friend that doesn't seem themselves, this is the impetus for us to begin that conversation. We must seize the awkward when it arises. Third, become QPR trained. QPR stands for question, persuade, and refer. Question is by that initial asking, just starting the conversation. In this training, we learn to recognize the warning signs of when someone may be declining in mental health and at risk for suicide. It also gives us the verbiage to ask them and begin that conversation. P is for persuade. Persuade is to offer that person the other resources that would be available to them and the next step in their mental health. R is for refer. As needed, we can refer someone to the proper mental health professional or proper resource, the best next step for their mental health journey in suicide prevention. Third, become a field advocate for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. A field advocate, which is also what I am, includes everything I have listed before, prioritizing your own self-care in order to take care of others, engaging in mental health conversations by recognizing the warning signs, attending necessary training. In addition to all of these, a field advocate also contacts their local representatives in order to promote public policy that aids in suicide prevention and promotes the mental health that we all need. Become a field advocate for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I have a link at the end of this presentation. Fifth, join the AFSP Lubbock group. We are a growing group here with Anne Marie, our local leader, with her email here. We are seeking new volunteers and seeking to expand our network. We will also be having trainings and informational sessions and newsletters. Joining the AFSP Lubbock group is a concrete way that you can take the first step to becoming someone who proactively works towards suicide prevention. Lastly, attend a virtual walk near you. We are in times of social distancing, but that does not mean our suicide prevention efforts are hampered. You can also Google on AFSP a virtual walk locations near you. I have also included a link at the end of these presentation. To close up, suicide stops here. Mental health is a part of the human experience. As we have seen, mental health and suicide prevention are critically linked. Do what you can to support your own mental health and those around you. The power is in your words, in your awareness, and in your action. I advise you to take action now, and remember, suicide is the second leading cause of death in America for those in the ages between 10 to 34. Here you can find some resources and references that I highly recommend, including research, a wellness assessment, the basics of mental health, and the other resources I mentioned in this presentation. Thank you for your time, and I will see you on a suicide prevention walk soon. Have a good day.